Ladylike Opinions. This is my review recap of Love Island USA Season 7, Episode 21. And so let's get right on into it. Don't have too much of commentary because this felt like a little filler episode. Let me make my screen bigger. It's a little too big, but anyway. Okay, we dealing with the aftermath of Taylor and Alandra supposedly going home. Ace and Taylor reflecting on their friendship with Nick. They say Nick is such a likable person. He could talk to anybody. Ace said that speaking about him like he dead or something, and he don't know how to break the news to Ciara. He don't know how he's going to break the news to Ciara. Ace said, he mad that he cried over a grown man like that. So Jaden says the pressure was on her to make the right decision. And Austin was like, he just glad she chose him. And she said she's happy she made that choice. And if she had to do it all again, she'd make that same choice. She wouldn't change. And Amaya's talking to Zach about how strong Alandra is. And he said he's sorry for sending one of her friends home, but he made a better connection with Amaya. Her and Zach hug it out, and he tells Amaya to go get some rest because he know her emotions are on high. And Nick and then surprise, Nick and Alandra show back up, and they sitting at a candlelight dinner. They don't know what's going on, but Nick said he knew it was Alandra because he saw his queen smile a mile away, and he missed her smile. And I was like, I know y'all pushing for this Nick Alandra thing that I've been seeing online. I'm not here for it, but you know what? It might change my mind. My voice is leaving yet again. He said he felt like a family was split up in a divorce when they left to go to Casa. He wants to know the tea at Casa, and she says Shelly had 2 guys, but she went with 6 or 7 overseas basketball player named Chris. Nick says this sucks because he couldn't say goodbye to Ciara, and Alandra says she feels the same way. She tells him Ciara's coupled up with E-Man, because I don't know how to say his name, and he reminds her of Nick in a sense. She calls him Nick lookalike. She says she can see Ciara and E-Man being a power couple, and he says that worries him. He says he wanted to be open to test their connection, and she wanted to be closed off, but now he didn't find anybody, and look what that got him, and she found somebody at Casa. Boom. Backfired. So, he tells Alandra, he was like, I'm going to, because she asked, he was like, you want to know about Taylor? And he said, I'm going to be transparent with you about Taylor. And he was like, I'm putting my friendship with him aside. And he said, it feels like Taylor has an emotional and a physical connection to this girl named Clark. He said, knowing how he was so slow burn when it came to Alandra, he fell so fast and connected with Clark instantly. And that he could see something with them too. So she looked like, you know how Alandra tried to look like she don't care, she shows strong. She looked a little defeated this time, but she keeps a stern face. So Taylor is thanking Clark for picking him, and he said he's ready to explore things with her. And Alandra back over there with Nick telling him that, you know, she likes Taylor and she been Team Taylor since day one. But if he willing to throw what they had away over physical attraction, then he was never hers. She said she okay with leaving this villa with a smile on her face, knowing that she stayed true to what she values. I know that's right, girl. So Taylor asks Clark, does she like to cuddle? And she says yes, and they hug and then they kiss. So Nick get a text, and it says, Alandra and Nick, you have a choice. You can remain single, but you must leave the island tonight. Or you can couple up and return to the villa together. And you know, they shocked, but they was like, shoot, we going to the villa, baby. So then this when Nick say, he tells Alandra he been wanting to get to know her. And they hadn't had the opportunity to have conversation. And she said the way that they kept kissing in the beginning, but they never had a conversation. And he kisses her hand and help her get up, and they walk away. So back at the villa, Coco tells Ace she is here for him because she knows it was tough seeing Nick leave the villa. She says he manages his emotions well, and he asks her how it felt standing up for him. He said he thought he was going home. She said she liked that Ace found a safe space with her. He can talk to her anytime. He tells her she's amazing, and they hug. So E-Man checks on Sierra, and she says she never met anyone like Alandria, but it could have been any one of them. No one is safe in this place. So E-Man said tonight made him learn that anybody can go. So Sierra said this made her want to take more advantage of being there, and she loves the way E-Man comforts her. And E-Man wants them to have a more physical bond since they all have other bonds intact. Like he said, they already had a emotional 24 hours. I don't know how they had all that. I guess 24 hours in the villa is about a month here. They said move fast, but child, please. TJ tells Vanna he is glad she chose him. Vanna said it's a black cloud over the villa, and she doesn't know if she should feel this happy. She's feeling guilty about feeling happy because of how sad people is about Nick leaving at the villa. The Costa girls are getting ready for bed, and they made sure to show Shelly the most love because how close her and Alandria was. Hood asked Shelly if she thinks someone went home over there at the villa, and she says absolutely. So then Jaden feels such a bad guy. She says she feels like a bad guy because someone tells her, and so I don't know who it was, but someone told her she made the right decision because that was a decision for her, not for no one else. So Clark comes in, and she shows the girl her photo booth picture, and it's with her and Taylor, and they all scream, and she says all her lipstick are gone. So I guess her and Taylor was kissing in a photo booth, child. So Chris brings Shelly flowers to cheer her up because he remembers she told him that she likes flowers. And everyone is asleep, but as they are asleep at the villa, Alandria and Nick sleep in, and they get in bed together and go to sleep. The boys at Casa the next morning talk about their connections, said they're not going to ask about the girls' other connections at the villa. And so Shelly wake up, and she's still crying about Alandria. Amaya says sleeping with Zach was way better than sleeping with Austin. Yeah, I bet it was. Cause y'all say Austin feel like a radiator. Everyone wakes up at the villa, and Nick hops up and says, "Good morning, Islanders." And Ace and Taylor just run clean over there to him, and Taylor bypasses Alandria and goes straight to Nick. And he hugs Nick first, and then he hugs Alandria. And says he was happy it was her, but he hopes she ain't see him later with Clark. She damn sure did. So I love that Vanna went straight to Alandria and hugged her and said, "Welcome to the girl party." And the rest of the girls follow and welcome her. Pepe said, "So y'all like back?" And Alandria tells him, "Yeah, in a couple." And Pepe said, "Oh, I love that." I wonder what Pepe know that I don't know. So Taylor still hugging on Nick. I'm talking about Taylor was all over Nick. And he says he's sorry to Taylor that him and Alandria are in a couple. And I was like, I know y'all boys and all, but whatever. Clark talking about she wants the tea on what's going on over there, because it was Taylor still hugging on Nick, but Alandria and Ace was over there too. And she said this is going to be awkward, and Grayson asks what the girl name is, Clark. Grayson asks Clark if she's gonna if Alandria pulls her for a chat, how does she think the conversation is going to go? And Vanna tells her that Vanna tells her to be upfront with Alandra about kissing Taylor, and Clark is like, Taylor initiated the kiss. But some of the girls saying they don't want Alandra to take that as Clark weaponizing that kiss. And in walks Alandra as they are talking, and they ask how was Casa, and she said it was crazy, and the girls said they were happy she was back. Yeah, whatever. She said, really? Because at first she was like, y'all after my man, F y'all, but you know, they all laugh at it. Nick talks to the guys, and he tells them he told Alandra everything that happened or what was going on at the villa. And Taylor said, oh, so I'm a dead man, huh? But he was like, just be transparent with her, bro. And he said he doesn't know how to hold that conversation with her. Like, he don't never know what to do. Like, he always needs somebody to tell him what to do. So Val said, did anyone make connections at the villa? And Alandra said, yeah. She said it was hard leaving a strong connection at the villa and then you are single. They tell you you're single. You're like, what? I'm single? What you mean I'm single? So Nick tells them what Alandra told him about the girls at Casa Amor and Sierra being with E-Man and how they had a connection. And he was like, yeah, Shelly got a connection with a 6'7" ex-basketball player. And who, I don't know who that was, Taylor, somebody said, Ace don't care. Ace said, I really don't give a damn. I really don't. And I really believe that Ace seems like he's very secure in his height, because he bring more than just height. That's what it is about Ace. Ace bring it all. His height may be a deficit. I mean, them girls short, so hell, I can go with 5'11". I just probably gonna be able to wear no heels. So he tells them about the text of them being single and leaving the island or coupling up and coming back. And he said he was glad to come back and get to know Alandra and see if there's anything there between them. So over at Casa, Sierra tells Shelly she really likes Chris for her. And Shelly tells them about the flowers he gave her, and they thought that was just so sweet. And then Chris comes up and pulls Shelly for a chat and asks, like, if she's feeling better. And she says she's burnt out. She's surprised that she liked Chris so much. And she says she has a strong connection with Ace, but this has her thinking. And I need you not. I mean, I'm not gonna do that. You got the right to do what you need. But I really do want her Ace to make it to the end. Will they make it to the end? I don't know. And then I don't even think it's gonna be on Ace. I think it's gonna be on Shelly. But we shall see. She tells Chris about her, because he asked her about a tattoo, and she said, yeah, I got one in a bad place. And he started laughing. He automatically knew it was the butt. And she got bad bitch with a cherry on her butt, and they laugh about it. And he asked her, will she do that with her future man? And she said, yes, we can get matching tattoos. And he said he would too if he get married. When he get married, he wants them to have, it's the right hand, just the left hand. He wants to get the tattoo on the ring finger, just in case he leave his ring and he'll still have a tattoo right now, which was a cute. And she said she never heard of that. I don't know how Shelly ain't never heard of that, but child. Taylor asks Clark how she feels, and she says she feels the same. Ain't nothing changed for her. And Alandra asks Nick how Taylor feels, and if Clark and Coco are after Taylor. Nick says Taylor is stressed, but he's more attracted to Clark than Coco. So Alandra said, that's my op. She been putting in a lot of work. And Nick tells her she put in a lot of work. Clark just had a lot of conversations with Taylor. And she agrees, and she all she wants is communication from him, because she gave him reassurance every single day, and that was the problem. You gave him reassurance and he gave you nothing. She says Clark and Taylor are really cute together. She did give him that compliment. And Clark tells Taylor he is her strongest connection. She wants him to know she is happy and nothing has changed for her. Why Clark keeps saying it, I do not know, because she keeps saying the same thing. Nothing's changed for her. I guess keep reassuring him. I don't know. Taylor showed me a lot of reassurance. Taylor doesn't know what to do, but he tells Clark he ain't gonna change how he moving because Alandra is back. He's still gonna pursue her. Alandra tells Nick that they have to embark on their new journey as a couple. Nick asks how she feels about him, and he said he'd already told her how he felt, and she said, no, you didn't. She said, you just kept picking me for challenges, but you never had a chat with me. And he said, that's why I kept picking you. And he wants to show a side of him outside of the Nicky Poo that she calls him. He wants her to get to know Nick, which is the mature side. Child. She said she didn't know that side existed. I was with you when you're right. So Alandra says in her confessional that this is new and she don't know how to navigate this because Nick and Taylor are best friends and Ciara is her girl. I really want to see how this finna go when everybody come back from the villa. I hope Ciara won't be mad, but I won't be mad if Ciara be mad. But I know how Alandra is. She is gonna have that conversation with Ciara, so I'm not really worried about it. But we shall see. So she says it's gonna be awkward exploring a connection with Nick, and Nick tells her how beautiful she is, and she blushes. She loves this because Nick is telling her everything she needs to hear. So Taylor walks over there to Ace and buries his head in the beanbag, child, and says, if I can't see her, she can't see me then. And Ace is dying laughing, and Alandra walks by, and her and Ace say they gonna chop it up because they need to have a conversation. And Ace tells Taylor, like, lock in, like, he was like, she eating, bro. Can I talk to her when she get through eating? And Ace looking at him like, man, come on. So Nick says, I just talked to her, and she just wants you to be truthful and reassure her. Taylor said that's hard because he had more of a connection with Clark in 24 hours than he did with the first 24 hours with Alandra. Why are we talking about that when you've been knowing Alandra way more than 24 hours? I understand why we talking about that because he connected instantly, but I don't know. I'm going to leave that alone. He thinks he in a love triangle and hopes he don't end up in a Bermuda Triangle in a movie. So he finally goes and talks to Alandra at the fire. He asks, can they go talk at the fire pit? She says she's going to brace herself for this conversation. He tells her that he has a connection with Clark and that they did kiss last night and he wants to explore things with her. She said right before Casa, we was in a good place. But she was like, I'm going to take in this experience, but it's hard to get Taylor out of my head and compare the two. She said she glad he is taking in this experience and Clark is beautiful, but the ball is all in Taylor court. So Ace and Nick are watching. Ace like, Alandra is real calm. And Nick was like, that's scary. So Taylor's leg is just shaking. That's what Ace said. Said his leg was shaking like a stripper. So Alandra tells Taylor she values their connection. And even though he has someone else right now, she still wants to nurture what they have. He agrees that he gonna explore them both and try to be very transparent with them both. In her confession, she says her and Taylor had a foundation because they started off as friends first, but were able to navigate through so many obstacles, and still she sees hope for them. Taylor tells the boys that he not just going to be Team Clark and forget about Alandra. And Alandra tells the girls to explore everybody and not to put their eggs all in one basket or you will be going home. Taylor gets a text at the villa, and then Iris gets a text at Casa, and it says it's time to find out which islander has the best chemistry in tonight's villa versus Casa showdown. Alandra says she is supposed to be at Casa right now, and she feel like she's sitting with the ops. She said the girls there are cool, but they not her girls. She's supposed to be over there. She's not supposed to be here. So Shelly tells everyone to come with some creativity so they can win this showdown and shut the Vila down. Ace jumps up and says, "We are not losing today, especially not to no 6'8" NBA player." And Shelly over there gassing up her people at the Casa. And I said, how ironic that both of them are taking charge. The first text say the couple with the boy who has the shortest name, kiss your partner. So TJ and Vanna kiss at the Vila, and JD and Hutter at the Casa. And it says the main Vila won that round. So, but I really think Hutter took that. She really did. I don't care. Then it's the couple with the oldest boy, kiss your partner. At the Vila is Pepe and Grayson. And at Casa is Zach with a K and Amaya. Main Vila wins that round again. The couple with the tallest boy, kiss your partner. At the Vila, that couple is Austin and Jaden. And at Casa, that couple is Chris and Shelly. The way Chris just swooped Shelly up and kissed her, and then she flipped him and got over him and started kissing him, and they won. I ain't even gotta wait and say they won. At the Vila, they over there saying, "We know who that was," and Ace started screaming because everybody knew that there was Shelly. Shelly especially said the tallest one there. So they knew it was Shelly. So Ace was like, "This does not feel good. I feel like shit." And then Alexis told us, "So Shelly is a good kisser." And then he go, what did Pepe say? Like Christmas was going hard. And Nick said, "Dang, you name dropping." And so the couple with the boy who has the longest hair has to kiss their partner. At Casa, that is Sierra and Eman. And at the Vila is Taylor and Clark. Landra said watching them kiss had her stomach hurting, and she couldn't watch it. She said she built that relationship brick by brick, and they need to keep these games away from her until Clark leave the Vila. My girl, I did not like this episode with you, my girl, because you was butt hurt. And you wasn't supposed to let that show. You were supposed to keep that emotion you had when you thought you were going home the same way. I didn't like that. So, Casa won that round. The couple with the shortest girl, kiss your partner at the Vila. And at the Vila, that is Nick and Alandria. And at Casa, that is Huda and JD. Huda kissed all on this man's stomach. Like, I'm talking about not kiss, she licked. Tongue all out on that man's stomach. But she didn't win. The Vila won that one. So the couple who lives the closest together, kiss your partner at the Vila. That is Adrena and Brian. And at Casa, that is Ace and Coco. So Casa won that round. And the girls who live, and then the next question was, not question. The next thing was, any girl who lives in North Carolina kiss a boy who lives in California. At the Vila, that is Ace and Clark. And at Casa, that is Huda and Chris. The way Huda kissed Chris, he said she might be on his radar for now. When I say Huda this is her tongue all on Chris like this. She was in it. And Casa won that round even. Shit, I bet they did, because the way Huda kissed that man. So the final thing is for 3 points. Everyone kiss your partner. Everyone should kiss their partner. Everybody had to kiss their partner at the same time. At the Vila, they was climbing on each other, stacking on top of each other, kissing. It was so weird. They all on each other back. And Casa wins the whole challenge. Clark talks to Taylor, and she says she wants her and Alandra to have a one-on-one conversation one day out of respect. But nothing for her has changed. And I'm so sick of Clark saying nothing for her has changed. We get it. You don't have to keep saying it. And Taylor said it's hard, but he tells her about the conversation he had with Alandra, but he is happy to be coupled up with Clark. Him and Clark pet kiss, because it wasn't a real kiss. I don't care what they say, but I don't know if he's trying to show that he branching out with other people. I don't know, man. But Nick talks to Alandra and he takes Alandra to Soul Ties. He asked her, has she ever been? And she was like, yeah. And she said, but we know you very familiar with this play, because you know Nick was in a love triangle with Sierra and Bella Dashia. And he asked her how Soul Ties He asked her how she felt about the challenge, and she said it felt weird, and she felt like she was on the wrong team. She says they always have chemistry. She said her and Nick always have chemistry in challenges, and he said he get nervous around her. And E-Man asks what the girl named Sierra what it would feel like being with her without the pressure of without the pressure of being in a challenge. And she says did it. And I don't know what that meant, but later she says her head is still with Nick, so she shuts him down a little bit. So she wants to explore connection without kissing outside of challenges, without cuddling in the bed. And if Nick is doing that over there, she's gonna be so upset. Well, baby, prepare to be upset. Bucket, please, because she gonna need it. So Nick tells Alandra he loves that she gives him a cheeky smile every day, and he thinks he has a strong physical attraction with Alandra, and she is one of the most, he tells her she's one of the most attractive women. Well, he didn't say that. He said it in his confessional that she's one of the most attractive women he's seen in a long time. I don't know if Nick is really genuine about that. I know a lot of people is like head over heels for that, but I don't know. She said she is known all this, and he wants to know if there's something with them outside the challenge. She said it was only one way to find out, and he goes in for his kiss, and I ain't gonna lie, it was a great kiss. It left makeup all over Nick's face, and he said he wanted to keep it on there. He loved it. So, I don't know about that, though. But that was the end of that episode. Let me make sure. Yeah, that was the end of that episode. So like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that. My voice is gone, so I'm getting tired. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.